Hello and welcome to Soundscape Vietnam. I'm your host, Jeremy, and this is our very first episode where I will be talking to a friend of mine, local musician Khoa.
Hey.
Khoa
Hey, you guys.
What's up?
Yeah.
Khoa is a guitarist, singer, songwriter, producer, studio rehearsal studio manager, sorry. And is there anything else? Oh, yes, and guitar teacher.
Okay, that's very kind of you. Yeah.
You do a lot of different things.
Yeah. I try
involved with music.
I try a bit of everything, so yeah.
And you're also a part-time crime fighter.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Doing good all around the city.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, well, thank you for being here this morning. So first, I want to ask you a little bit about just yourself and your background. Are you originally from Saigon?
Yeah, I'm from Saigon. I born and raised, so I've been here all my life. Yeah, I never moved to anywhere.
Saigon all the way. Well, is there anywhere in Vietnam that you think you would want to live? That's not Saigon.
I would like to try Hanoi. It's interesting because they have so many different culture than us. They drink beer differently. They eat different kind of seasoning. So I think it would be interesting to try to live in Hanoi. Capital.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I've heard a lot of people compare Hanoi and Saigon.
Yeah.
But I've never heard anyone mention the beer part. So
yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, so how long have you been playing guitar?
I had my first guitar when I was 18. I'm 28 now, so I guess 10 years. 10 years of doing that. Yeah. And,
okay. And who taught you guitar, or how did you learn at the beginning?
Yeah. Initially, my dad showed me my first notes, my first chords, like some basic chord on your first 3 frets, you know. Everybody start learning with that, right? So that's what my father showed me, and everything else just YouTube, man. Just YouTube all the way, yeah.
Yeah, very useful website. And do you ever play with your dad still, like just jam a little bit?
Actually, we never jams, but he still play. Yeah, sometimes he's playing right now downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a lot of we both have a lot of free time these days. So
yeah, dude. Yeah.
You could do some family jams.
Really big collection of music books, so classical Vietnamese ballads, Jin Công Sơn and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So he likes to play those. Yeah, different from me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, much different, much different, much different
Very,
style, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, can you play any other instruments?
No, I just play the guitar. I never find time to do anything else. I mean, I tried the piano once, but I couldn't go through with it because it's always some other thing to take care of. Yeah.
Right. So your focus is just on guitar.
Yeah, mainly the guitar.
And I've heard you sing before. That the last gig that both of our bands played at.
Okay.
I heard you sing at the All Mixed Up acoustic show, and I was surprised because I'd never heard you sing before, and it sounded really good.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So have you been singing for a long time?
No.
First compliment. Hopefully not the last.
I actually started to sing on stage like by myself just from last year before the even
Okay.
before Taiyoken, just a few months. Yeah, that's when I started to sing one song on each of my cover gigs. My you know the house band stuff, the cover gigs that going around Saigon. I had another band
Right.
that do cover gigs. Yeah, so I just
Oh,
started to
okay.
sing last year in that band. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had never like performed singing before
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
And when it comes to performing, because you said you haven't been performing that long, do you feel really nervous when you perform, or how do you
You mean
feel?
singing? You mean singing?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
singing and just guitar in general.
Yeah. But just to make it clear, I just started singing lately, but I've been playing on stage for a long time, so it's just the sing.
Okay.
It's just the singing part that new to me, and it's quite challenging. I can say it's really challenging to see at home is different from on stage because you gotta think when you're on stage. At home you come comfortable,
Right.
Yeah. So on stage you gotta think about what you sing, what
Right.
you play at the time. So it's kind of like multitasking, but
But it's
with stage
also
fright. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It can be frightening,
Yeah.
but it's also a good feeling,
Yeah,
at
dude.
least for me.
Yeah.
I like that nervous energy,
Yeah.
and then you can kind of take that from the crowd
Yeah.
to pump yourself up.
Usually it's just last for the first song. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so going back to the guitar, do
Okay.
you have any guitar heroes?
I had many. I admire a lot of people. Yeah. I love metal when I'm growing up. When I'm growing up, I'm listening to metal. Growing up from when I at the age of listening to music, and I spent a lot of years. I spent almost half of my years perfecting skill from the two guitarists from the Chili Peppers, John and Josh. Those two guys, they gotta speak to me on my technical skills. So I started seriously build my skill on those two, and in the recent year I started to enjoying Pink Floyd. So I guess David Gilmour right now is my biggest guitar hero.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And do those guys affect your playing style?
Of course, a lot. In both my cover band and my original band. Yeah, I always put something of them inside my track, my playing.
Okay. Yeah. And is there any way that you would describe your style? Is there something unique about it?
Well, what I focus on doing on stage is my right hand. My right hand, I beat my guitar. I love the playing of who that guy on Radiohead. Radiohead, the main guitarist of Radiohead. He plays really violently. I don't remember his name. Yeah. He
yeah, I can't think of
he
it right
played
now.
to the point of trying to break strings. So it's quite heavy. It's quite energy releasing kind of playing. So I love that. I love to release my energy on stage. Yeah, and
have you ever?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to pair my playing with a drummer. I try to play with the drummer on stage a lot more than other musicians. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you're playing live, you're really listening to the drummer more than any other of the bandmates.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
When I perform, I'm not sure who I'm listening to.
Yeah.
I'm just I just try not to mess up.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's the best way to do. Like you shouldn't worry too much about performing, as of focusing wise. If you can focus on playing your guitar, just keep doing so, dude. Don't worry about being eccentric, being ecstatic. Don't worry about being that.
Right.
Yeah, just play what you feel comfortable and you glow, man.
Right. Good advice for everyone out there.
Yeah.
So if you, last question about guitars.
Okay.
If you could have your dream guitar and amp, what would those be?
Well, what my setup right now is, I'm really pleased of what my setup right now. I have a Fender Strat, which is standard stuff, yeah, and it works every situation. So I had a head amps, a digital amp, so it's good for playing live and also recording. So yeah, I'm not planning to change anytime soon.
Okay. And you have an acoustic also?
Yeah, I had an acoustic also. I had a Morris, the W20, given to me by a student. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, what a nice student.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a gift that nice from any of my students.
Yeah. It's really nice, and I play one gig with it. The all mixed up acoustic. I was playing with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that sounding nice.
Yeah.
We for the people listening out there who might not be familiar with Vietnam at all, we actually have a lot of good music equipment available here in Ho Chi Minh, in Saigon.
Yeah, definitely.
I think with guitars and with also like stereo equipment and speakers and stuff, like vintage stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
We got a lot,
yeah. So now I want to ask you about your band, Taiyoken.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been together?
It was last July that we met up. We finally met up and decided to form the band. So I guess a year and 2 months. A year and 2 months. Yeah. It's been fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to the length that my band has been together.
Cool.
Yours is just a little bit longer, like a month longer. So,
but you have more.
That's interesting.
I think you have more outside connection than us. I mean, gig wise, like you guys book more gigs than us.
Well, it might be because of the style.
Yeah.
Like when we first started booking gigs, we played mostly cover songs, and then now I'd say like half of our songs are cover songs. I think it's just because of a different style. Like,
so you've been doing gig from the beginning. From the beginning.
Trying to think. Well, you know Lewis, right?
Yeah.
So for everyone listening, Louis Zapiola, he's a musician here in Saigon, and he's a friend of ours. he got us our first gig, which was just like a singer songwriter type thing.
Okay.
And it was only me and Holland, and Holland is the guitarist in my band.
So a duo.
So it's just the two of us playing songs, and then we added people, and started playing at like bars and cafes, kind of thing.
Cool.
Lewis has helped a lot in getting us gigs, and then now we have enough videos to prove to places that we're not terrible.
So a godfather.
So
it's kind of like
we can
your godfather.
Get gigs better. Yeah. He's the godfather. Yeah. So you guys have been a little over a year.
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet and form the band originally?
The other guy, the other three were high school friends. They're friends from their middle school to high school. So they have met, and they have chat and hang out before. I joined on that moment on July last year. That's when I finally on the band. There was a guitarist before me, but he quit. So they're looking for one, and I just happened to know Ben and Key, so I asked them for me to join. So
okay, cool. So you guys were friends before making the band.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important to be friends, like real friends, with the people that you play with?
Yeah, you gotta even if you're not friend before, you gotta find something in common with each other to work on that. So you gotta have common ground. You cannot be fighting all the time. You gotta have something that you completely agree on, blindly agree on. Yeah, at least one thing. Yeah.
I think that's a good point. That you can't just agree on everything, because you need to have different perspectives for a song, or for how you play at a gig or something like that. Because if you all just agree on the same thing immediately, then there won't be any changes, and maybe you can't reach your potential. And this is an interesting question I have for you. So I noticed all of your songs, except for one or two maybe, are sung in English, even though you're all native Vietnamese. So why English instead of Vietnamese?
I guess because we've been growing up with Western music more. I don't know. I personally listen to Western music more than Vietnamese music. There are actually no Vietnamese song in my playlist right now. So it's been affect me for a long time. It's not that I don't like Vietnamese song. It's just what I expose myself to. Like I have listened. I accidentally build myself to listen to Western stuff and Western media, movie and stuff. Yeah, I like Western movie better. I don't know why, but So it's kind of built on me. So I'm more comfortable with writing English lyrics better than Vietnamese. So I cannot try any Vietnamese song. Yeah, I think the same thing go for our other writer, Tùng, our other vocalist. He wrote that first single, which is in Vietnamese, and actually we had to discuss it a few times to finalize the lyrics, because it was not fit with the instrument. It was not fit with the instrumental track, so we have to correct it with a few times. Yeah.
Okay, so it's very much influenced by what you listen to. Okay.
Yeah.
And has anyone said to you, like another Vietnamese person, has anyone said to you, "Oh, you guys should sing in Vietnamese because you're Vietnamese, like you're a traitor to to the country or the culture or something"?
Well, trader is a bit too much, but I do sometimes think that we should have some Vietnamese song to expand the range of listener, you know, the demographic. To we have to.
Okay. Hello. Sorry, there were some technical issues, but we're going to continue now. Okay, so we were talking about singing in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that you guys feel more comfortable singing and writing in English.
Yeah. Well, as I said before, I sometimes think that we should have some, at least some version of our English song to Vietnamese, so we would have better listener, would have a bigger listener base on the account of where we are right now. I sometimes think about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just translate my our song to Vietnamese and redo them and in a different version. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and you could even like mix the two together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dual language. What? How do you say?
Yeah, you could say dual language.
Dual language.
Yeah. Okay, so now I want to ask you about the music scene in Vietnam and some of your opinions.
Okay.
So what do you think about the rock music scene in Saigon and then Vietnam overall?
Okay, I think it's still what it is 20 years ago. I think it's still good. It's still there's still a place for every musician to show themselves, to play, to push out record. They usually do it in CD back then, but now it's digitally. So I guess it's never changed. Right? Never going down, never going up. It just stay there for us to enjoy. So I have no complaint. Actually, no complaint at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember that you guys went to a gig in Rakia earlier this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's get
so
that.
how to tell just so the audience knows, that's a really small province that's near Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon area. So it's very surprising that there would be a show like that in that location.
Yeah, it actually was a 5 to 6 hour drive in the bus, so it's quite daunting. It's quite tired, but we spent a day off and we had really great gigs. Yeah, and it's fun to trying out somewhere that never had those kinds of gigs before, because we will have a, I think two metal band, 2 hardcore band, one beat down hardcore and one what do they call? They are DRCR and then District 105, which is pretty heavy music for that province. So it's fun to experience that in the province. Yeah.
And do you think that a lot of the people who came to that show, they were from the province, or did they come from Ho Chi Minh?
Some of them came from different province, Cần Thơ and Bến Tre. Some of them came.
Oh wow!
And we have 3 friends from Saigon going with us to the gigs. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, do you think that the rock music scene, and maybe more specifically like punk rock or metal stuff like that, harder kind of rock, do you think that is growing in Vietnam?
Yeah, it's definitely growing. It's trying to establish itself as a serious music career. As many bands just pushing out a lot of stuff right now. Yeah, you can see it's over my new feeds, which I think they release songs every month. Every month we have new song from heavy bands. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And do you think that as rock keeps growing and growing,
Yeah.
that it could be a major genre where there are like real stars that everyone knows about? Do you think it could be that big?
Well, I like to think it as not majority but balanced, like big but balanced music scene. Like you have pop, rock, rap, everything just balance out. And what give more attention is what get more money, pushed into it. So I don't
Of
put too
course.
much thought into that. I just want a balance scenes. Yeah, for
Right.
everyone listen to every kind of music. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Rock
Yeah,
were big
that
in the US, right? So it could be big here. Yeah,
yeah, it is big in the U.S., but
yeah.
unfortunately, it has lost a lot of power that
Okay.
it used to have.
Okay.
So like the 60s and 70s and 80s were kind of the golden time
Yeah.
for rock. And
Yeah.
then when rap was invented in the late 80s, early
Okay.
90s,
NWA,
that's
right?
yeah, guys like that
Yeah.
that had a huge change in the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
So and I think that goes for the entire world. Rap and
Yeah.
hip hop and R&B have become, I don't know if it's the majority for the
Yeah.
world, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's at least 40-50%.
Yeah, it get more attention now. It get more investment, and
Right.
people just wanted to push it more than other genre. But it still need to be balanced. Everything needs to be balanced. I think as mean
Right.
everyone listen to everything and not leaving out any genre. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that leads me into my next question.
Okay.
Do you think that the musical taste, so what people listen to, is changing in Vietnam? So for the average person, because like I see, for example, that all of the top songs right now are V-pop and K-pop and rap, basically.
Yeah.
But as we just talked about, they're young fans listening to hardcore and listening to pop punk.
Yeah.
So do you think that the taste is changing in Vietnam?
Well, it's changing pretty much really fast, but yeah, I think it's just one way. Like you have only rap at one time, you would have only V-pop at one time. Yeah, you wouldn't have everything at one time. So it changed, but it need to change in other genre too. You need to expose itself to a bigger, even psychedelic. Psychedelic was never big subgenre in Viet rock. So some of those guys should get invested in our scenes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that Vietnamese people are more exposed to different kinds of music now than in the past?
Yeah, we are getting exposed more often than not because of the internet, right? And we are not censored anymore by anyone anymore. So, but I think it's still the same kind of exposure everywhere, because mainstream hits you first when you get to the internet, right? So, of course, what get invest in that time will get you to listen for a long time. So uh, uh, I think we are the same level of exposure as of the entire world right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the internet and no censorship
Yeah.
has basically changed
Yeah.
how much people can listen to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I think everyone should around the world should
Yeah.
try to listen to as much different music as possible.
Yeah.
Even weird stuff.
Yeah.
People should try.
Yeah.
People should try to listen to
At least once, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least once.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
wrapping up, going into the last question now.
Okay.
If you could give advice to a young Vietnamese musician, what would you tell them?
Well, everyone should look at music as an art that is a career, that is a serious career, because you can have more than one career as one, right? You can be a doctor, but also you can write novel, you can paint. So why don't do music, right? So consider it a second job, or even your first job. Your first job at music, and second job at something to support your music. Yeah. So be serious about what you're doing, and I guess trying to get better. Don't give up on your first pump. You gotta have a lot of pumps. So trying to go over them is just half the battle. So the other half is your potential, your learning. Yeah. So keep going ahead, and don't listen to what others tell you. Don't let you bad, or you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this. So yeah, just be yourself is enough art. Yeah.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
That's something that we also say in America, that trying is half the battle.
Yeah.
And so, most people don't even try to go perform or learn an instrument.
Yeah.
So that's great advice.
Yeah.
Just
it's a skill. Yeah. It's a skill, and it needs to get practice. So just practice, and you will get good. Yeah. Yeah. Every aspect of music, producing, playing, writing,
right,
and even looking, even how you look on stage, you should learn from others. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Too many people don't think about the little details, but if you want to be a performer, you got to try and think about everything.
Yeah. That's the whole story. Yeah.
Right. Have the whole package.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I got for you.
Yeah. That's so fun.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And can we expect anything from Taiyoken soon?
Well, soon, pretty soon, because we have stuff lined up right now, and we're trying to do the best we can during lockdown, like digitally. We're trying to get things together online, so it's pretty hard, but we try something, and it's gonna be out pretty soon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So everyone listening, be on the lookout for new Taiyoken music, and I will put all the links to their different social medias when this episode is released.
Okay.
So then you can follow them and listen to their music. They're on Spotify, so it's easy to stream, and also have some cool videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining, Khoa.
Thanks, Jeremy.
I hope to see you soon out of lockdown.
Yeah, and I hope Soundscape we have a lot of episodes, right? A lot of people and a lot of
that's the plan. Yeah,
videos. Yeah, and get push out past lockdown, and you guys will have some decent follower and listen.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Well, you take care.
Yeah.
We'll see
take
you.
Take care, too. Thank you. Bye, guys.